We're still cooking our way through the alphabet. We're all the way to Q. Now, what would you be cooking up if you got to letter Q? And I'm guessing you're going to say something like quick and easy lasagna, something like that. But I found something. Believe it or not, I found a product that begins with a Q, and there it is. Now, how would you pronounce that? Quinoa? Actually, it's called quinoa. And this is a grain, and I use it similar to how you might use rice. It is called an ancient grain. I guess it's been around in South America and some of the Spanish-speaking countries have been using it for a long time. And it is supposed to be full of good things. And it says that it's high quality protein. It's a complete grain, has lots of good things in it. And I decided to try it. I've never tried it before, and I found it on the shelves in the organic section of our supermarket. And I cooked it up, and it's delicious. I love it. I've been putting it in lots of things, and I'll show you how it looks. First of all, when you take it out of the package, it might remind you a little bit of couscous. Here, they're just like, it's just little grains there. You can see what they look like little millet. And it's one to two. So you have 2 cups of water to 1 cup of the quinoa. And you can use different kind of broths in it to flavor it. You might use chicken broth to get a little bit of chicken flavor. I use a little bit of soy sauce in mine. You can put some onions, peppers, things in it to mix around a little bit. But when it cooks up, whoops, kitty cat. When it cooks up, it looks like this. And it does resemble rice somewhat. Now, the difference being, and what I liked about it is when it's finished, it has a light little ring. Do you see the little ring? Like a little white ring around it, you know it's finished. I just thought it was interesting looking. You can see the texture of it. And it's a delicious grain. It's very, very good. Now, what would you use it with? Well, I made some the other day, and I keep it in the refrigerator, and you can add it to lots and lots of things. I actually added it to some instant vanilla pudding, and it made it almost like a tapioca consistency. And I added that. I cooked the instant Jello, and I just added a couple tablespoons of the quinoa to it. Delicious. It made it a little more hearty. Now, today what I did, I made some stuffed peppers. Now, when something goes wrong in the kitchen, we always try to figure out how to fix it or what can we do. And you have to think on your feet sometimes. And I was going to make stuffed peppers. And I did make stuffed peppers. Just like this. And the recipe called for onion, pepper, some mushrooms. Now you can use fresh mushrooms like I did, or you could use the jarred or the canned mushrooms. Saute them up a little bit. It called for garbanzo beans. I didn't have any, so I had some frozen chicken, ground chicken that you could see how much I used, half a package, and browned that up with the onions, the pepper, a little bit of mushroom, and some olives. And the recipe of this was called a Mediterranean style quinoa stuffed pepper, so that's what I decided to use. So I turned on the oven, getting it all preheated because I had everything ready on the stove, and all of a sudden I'm in the family room and I hear pop, and I come running to the kitchen and I see sparks flying. I guess I might need a new stove. It started sparking and smoking. I'm not quite sure what happened, but I turned the oven off quickly, and I'm thinking, all right, now how are we going to finish these up? They were already fixed in this container to go into the oven, so I just transferred these to a pot, put a lid on, put a little bit of liquid in the bottom, and finished them up with steam. So I'm hoping, I haven't tried them yet, I'm hoping that they turned out okay. They look pretty good. And if you ever made any kind of stuffed peppers, you know the routine. You saute the things, the onions and the peppers and the mushrooms. I put in a can of diced tomatoes, or fresh or fine, or diced tomatoes. And then when it's all cooking and bubbling, that's when I added the quinoa. I put about 1/4 cup of quinoa in, stirred it around, brought it to a boil, And when it started to boil, I turned it down to a simmer so that this had a chance to absorb all the liquids. So I did that, and then I took my peppers and I stuffed them. You can just see here, I just stuffed them there. And you might wonder what the white is on top. When they were almost finished cooking, I just took a little bit of feta cheese and put it up on top and finished cooking it for maybe 5 more minutes. So I really haven't tried it yet, so how about if I try a little bite for you? Good. Very good. You can barely taste the quinoa. It gives it a little bit of a nutty flavor. Again, it's filling. It's good for you. Low in calories, low in points. And try to eat as much natural things as we can instead of processed. So that was very tasty. Very good. So, quinoa. Give it a try. Look at it in your grocery store. See if you find it. Let me know how you like it. And as always, happy cooking and happy eating. And healthy too.